treasure hunting has always been an exhilarating pursuit for humans since its inception. That said, while there are many locations that humans have searched for treasure, none of these places are as enigmatic as the mysterious Oak Island. For over 200 years, many have made their way to the isolated island sitting just off the south coast of Nova Scotia, eager to be the one that would unearth the desired treasure from the depth of the island's soil. However, it may surprise those who are just learning of the strange island that till this day, none of these adventurers have ever come away with this fascinating treasure. In fact, not only had these men given their all to find these fortunes, quite a few of them have ultimately paid for their efforts with their lives. Many of them didn't even know what exactly they were looking for, even today when people like the Lagina brothers and their collaborators are scouring the island. So, what exactly are they searching for? Well, join us as we hop aboard the next treasure hunting boat to the amazing place that is Oak Island. Together with the History Channel, the Lagina brothers have exceeded their belief that they are at the cusp of discovering some of the long-lost treasure that many men have searched for over the time span of a little more than 2 centuries. While broadcasting their endeavors on the TV show known as The Curse of Oak Island, the team has scoured the island for a little more than a decade now. As long as that sounds, anybody who knows about the treasure hunting brothers knows that The Curse of the Oak Island TV show is just another chapter to the brothers' story. That is because even before they even stepped foot on the island, the brothers, especially Big Bro Ricky, had always believed that they will unearth a fortune. This began when Ricky came across a boulder when he was just a skinny little 10-year-old kid. Believing that there must be treasure somewhere within or underneath that boulder, he recruited some of his friends to help dig and explore the possibility that there might be something worth finding there. Unfortunately, all they came away with was a big fat nothing. That said, the fire to discover treasure didn't die. Instead, the flames were stoked by Ricky's discovery of the intriguing Oak Island and the rumored treasure that is buried somewhere within this alluring place. Now they had a dream to achieve. As soon as they could raise the funds, they purchased half of the rights of the island, which was valued at a whopping $7 million. And before long, they were on this journey that has been televised by the A&E network for over a decade. Now we can watch them join the hordes of men that set foot on this island with the hope in their hearts that they would be the one who came away with this hidden fortune. This fervor for treasure was sparked by a young inhabitant of the island named Daniel McGinnis. One day, all the way back in 1795, the young man was heading to a farm in search of some employment. Instead, what he found was a circular depression in the ground. Tapping into the knowledge, or rather the rumors, that many people over the last few centuries had buried their fortune on the island, the gears in McGinnis's mind began to turn. Believing that he just struck gold, the young man recruited a pair of his buddies so that they could get to work on the depression. Together, the trio started digging into the depression, and before long, they came across several items and artifacts, such as some oak logs and what appeared to be a flagstone. This made them believe that someone definitely dug this hole. If only they could find what this person was hiding. Alas, it has never been reported that they actually discovered anything of value within this hole. In fact, it was reported that they came to a halt once they reached a depth of 30 feet. However, although this marked the end of the journey for the boys, it was only the beginning of the tale of what will forever be known as the Money Pit. After hearing the story of the Money Pit, the Onslow business decided to go further than the boys had with the Money Pit. They took digging into the Money Pit further by drilling a further 60 feet into the hole. Just like the McGinnis crew, they were encouraged to continue with their efforts when they came across some oak logs, some charcoal putty, and some coconut fiber. This told them that they must have been in the right place because these items must have been placed there by a human. Their excitement grew when they came across a stone table that had some strange cryptic inscription on it. However, when the inscription was translated, it offered no real clues because all the message said was 40 feet beneath, 200 pounds lay underground in place of a chest of riches. Unfortunately, this would mark the end of their adventure because soon, their hole and those of their competitors became flooded when they dug too deep. Apparently, this must be a booby trap because the holes were connected to a 500-foot waterway from Smith's Cove. All they had for their efforts was the inscribed stone and the superstition that before they can find any treasure on the island, a total of 7 people must perish there. Creepy. So who does this treasure actually belong to? This rumored fortune has been buried on the island for many years, and as such, nobody is 100% certain about who the owners are. Some believe that the treasure must be the loot of some pirates who wanted to keep their pillaged treasure away from the law. Some believe that it could belong to anybody from Captain Kidd to Blackbeard. Another claims that the Knights Templar may be the ones who hid their vast fortune on the island. After all, even before the medieval military order was discontinued all the way back in the 14th century, they needed somewhere to store and guard their immense wealth. Maybe Oak Island was the perfect place for this. There are a group of Oak Island historians who believe that this treasure belonged to the unfortunate Queen Marie Antoinette, who chose to hide her wealth on the island so that the revolutionaries wouldn't get to it after they deposed and executed her family. As we cannot know who the treasure belongs to, the only thing that is certain is that the notion of such a vast fortune was enough to lure many men from across the planet. One of such groups was the Truro Company, who sought to continue where the Onslow Company failed. Going further than their predecessors ever did, they came across 3 gold links which excited the men. However, this excitement turned sour when the men discovered that they had gone missing. Even worse, the locals became agitated by these treasure hunters because the constant digging had polluted the island's water. This was enough for the Truro Company to give up on their dreams. In 1861, however, the Oak Island Association took on the task of finding this treasure on Oak Island. This group decided to take on this task by digging an adjacent hole next to the original one. However, the water problem persisted, and unfortunately, this led to the first of the 6 deaths, as one of the members of the association died when he drowned as a result of a faulty water pump. This death was followed by the death of Maynard Kaiser when he fell into a pit as he attempted to retrieve a sheepskin parchment. These deaths did little to discourage people, and even notable members of the public, like President Franklin D. Roosevelt, couldn't resist the draw of the enigmatic island. Unfortunately, nothing of true worth was ever discovered on the island during this time. In fact, the treasure hunters were forced to deal with more deaths as Robert Westall, his son, and 2 others met their demise after inhaling carbon monoxide during their own excavation exercise. Nonetheless, the fire of treasure hunting that has burned in man since he could walk on 2 legs remained. Until this day, many still wander around the island looking for gold. Although some, like Dan Blankenship, have unearthed certain artifacts such as a nail and a stone shaped like a heart, nothing else has been discovered. Even with the advancement of technology in recent times, little has been discovered in terms of gold. For example, the Triton Alliance may have used drills and cameras to survey the pits, but all they found was some shoes and a 300-year-old pair of scissors. Although they may have found a chest, it was too deep for their divers to reach, and as such, popularity in the search for gold on the island finally showed some signs of slowing down. This was even exacerbated further by legal suits that were being fought in court by some of the treasure hunters. Now the island has started reviving in popularity thanks to the exploits of the Lagina brothers and their TV show. They have also unearthed some artifacts of their own, artifacts such as a Roman sword, a 17th century coin, and a 17th century map. They have also used modern technology to finally solve the water issue, and with any luck, they might actually be the ones to unearth this most wanted treasure. That said, they have to be careful not to learn what could be the terrifying truth about treasure hunting on Oak Island. Maybe, just maybe, there is no treasure. Instead, maybe those who have been bitten by the treasure hunting bug are destined to wander around the island forever as they search for nothing forever. Maybe that is the real curse of Oak Island. That's it for this video. Feel free to explore our previous videos to get your mind blown. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload an intriguing content. Until next time, goodbye.